Okay, I'm just gonna do this real quick, man. Just was talking to a couple of guys here at the plant where I pick up from, and you know, they know I'm going through a divorce. Um, and the question was, why? How is it that you're always so cheerful now that you're going through a divorce? And most people always talk about doom and gloom and this and that, and I was like, well, because my life matters. I mean, fellas, if you can tell me or show me where you've been here 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 times, this is your fifth life that you're living, please do. But like, we only, as far as we know, we only get the opportunity to do this one time. So, being that we only do this one time, man, live your life. Like, I'll be the first one to tell you, I never tell anybody to get a divorce in their situation, from whoever they're with, because you know what happens in your household. Me and my wife were toxic for years, and I tried my best to be the level-headed person, but it didn't work. Some people don't want what you want. I believe there's a saying, people are, everybody has an individual level that they tap out at. Her level was below mine, and since I definitely don't do mediocrity. If you don't aspire to have a successful relationship, put in the necessary tools, good communication, actually listening to somebody instead of listening to respond, understanding that we both have to be humble enough to move forward with everything that goes with our relationship. Understanding that the things that we both want out of life are aligned now, and we need to be on the same page of music. You can't have a captain of a ship in the front and a captain in the back, and one's trying to steer the boat one way and the other one's powering it forward on the other side. I mean, it doesn't work. So my message to anybody, same thing I was telling these fellas over here, it's simple. If you got kids, and however your situation is, your kids is not a part of your marriage. Your marriage is a part of the person that you signed the paperwork with. Always be a father. You can continue. It doesn't stop just because you're not in the same house. It depends on what age group your kids are. But mine, I stayed for my daughter. I stayed a lot of the marriage because of my daughter. She's 17 and a half when I left. But I had already planned my exit strategy in 2018, because I wanted to make sure that I left the house a home. I was always taught, any situation you leave as a man, you leave it standing. You don't tear it down. So I wasn't going to tear down a house. It doesn't matter how bad my wife was as a spouse or what she did financially or whatever. It doesn't matter. Cheated, all of that. It doesn't matter. I leave it standing just as good as it when I left or better. And that's what we do. So you move on from that situation because your life and your happiness matters. Don't let nobody stress you out to the point where you're in a grave. Don't do that, because the same people that put you in that grave will now be the ones that's walking over it when they leave your funeral. Or if they choose to come. Hell, they might be on to the next person by then. Or just keeping a straight face until they can get your insurance check. My point is, make sure you always think about yourself when you're thinking about your life as a whole, because years and years of mental anguish, financial anguish with two people in the same household, and you've tried everything from counseling to spiritual advice, this, that, and the other, and they choose not to do anything different from what they're doing, they are leveled out. That's as far as they're gonna go. And if your visions outsee what your partner's level is, it doesn't matter if it's just peace of mind and having a home and saving money. If they can't get on that level, y'all are wasting time. You're wasting your lifespan, and you have to do what's best for you in the long run, because no one is going to make you happy. Your happiness comes from within. But the person on the side of you can damn sure make your life hell. And that's for you to recognize, and only you to recognize. Nobody else can tell you that. So, a lot of guys that I know losing sleep because of what their chick's doing, this, that, and the other. More power to them. I just chose different. Everybody doesn't get a chance to find real love and someone who actually is just really down for you and 100% loyalty. But you won't, I can promise you will not find anything as long as you're tied to someone that you wasn't supposed to be with in the first place. Falling for a representative and staying there is the definition of being insanity in my book. If you fell for the bullshit and you stayed because, at least I got somebody, or, she ain't that bad, or he ain't that bad, or whatever it is, there's nothing that should surprise you about that situation when it goes on. I fell for the representative, but I thought at least the person would be happy that he got a loyal, hard-working, decent brother that wants the best, for them on every front. Doesn't matter. If they're not on your level, they're stuck in mediocrity. Their mindset is not going to reach the level where you want to be. And you're going to be asking of them what they cannot give. That goes for a person who cheats all the time. That goes for a person who lies all the time. That goes for an alcoholic. They're not going to be able to be sober. Someone who uses drugs, they're not going to stop using drugs. It's something that they have to do. And they have to realize that they have a problem. Whatever the problem is, you can be dealing with someone who just does not do anything other than work and come home and doesn't know how to express themselves and spends all their money. And that's all they want to do. And it can be damaging you financially, and they still don't change. And then you have to take the slack off of them, to make sure your house is staying afloat. Nah, man. Men do better. Be better. Find the right person to love. Somebody got to teach these kids out here, these young men out here, like, for real. Like, you can't just be hopping in and out of fucking relationships and not getting anywhere. You just can't do it. Be better. Take the time to really know the person that you're with. A fat booty and a set of breasts should not be the deciding factor if you're ready to spend your life with someone. That's for young guys. If we can't have a conversation, sit down and talk for hours about financial gains, funny friendship things, a good book, a particular author, where do you see yourself in 5 years? The stock market. What's your portfolio look like? We can't have conversations about life that is totally outside of sexual, anything sexual. Then all you're doing is fulfilling one area that is just not going to be enough to hold a relationship, to build a union, to make a marriage work. Big part, but it ain't nowhere near the biggest. It is a collaboration of things. And if you have someone in your life that is not valuing you, you are devaluing yourself by staying. That's all I'm going to say. Guys, keep it real. Good luck to everybody. I hope everybody find their happiness, being male or female. But this video was basically for guys, because these guys that I was talking to, man, it's like, wow. Don't believe the hype. It's cheaper to keep them. Find your happiness. Do what you need to do. Explore the laws in your state. You got a computer. Everybody got a computer now. Shit, Google your state's divorce laws and how that work and whatever. If you're in a relationship that's really bad and you've tried everything. I've seen people get sick to the point where they will literally damn near be ready to pass away because they stayed in a situation with somebody that was just a succubus, taking everything from them left and right and not giving nothing of positivity in their lives. You can do better, but you have to believe that you can do better and that you're worth it. I chose myself. My love for my daughter made me stay, but she's of age now. She's 18, emancipated, shit, good to go. Even if you do have young kids, if it's really bad, if you've tried everything, you got to weigh your options out. But do what's best for you, man. You guys live out here, man. It's crazy out here, but you gotta live. If your life is just based on you just getting up every morning and going to get a check to pay bills that you will never see in your bank account again, that's not living. If you can't look up a destination right now and hop on a plane and just go, I don't give a fuck if it's by yourself. You wasting your space, your existence. There's more to life than just staying on somebody's job and working for someone who just wants you as a paycheck. I mean, shit. If you want to be a prisoner, go break a law and go to jail. But staying in a relationship with somebody who just wants you for your financial security is insane to me. But anyways, man, you guys, I hope everybody's living their lives, man. If you're not, do the necessary things that you need to do to get to that point. And that's real. Peace.